Welcome to Behind the Scenes, the podcast where we delve into the diverse perspectives of the brilliant minds at Entura, one of the world's most experienced power and water consulting firms. This podcast comes to you today from Nipaluna, Hobart, the traditional country of the Moina people of the Southeast Nation. We acknowledge the Tasmanian Aboriginal people and their ongoing connection to culture and country, and the traditional owners of other lands people are joining from today. We pay our respects to their elders, past and present, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people listening today. Join us as we explore the stories of talented individuals shaping a sustainable future, discover who they are, uncover the intricacies of their role, and explore what drives their passion. Get ready for an insider's view into the heartbeat of Entura and the journey toward a more sustainable tomorrow. My guest today is Senita Pan. Sunita has been part of the Entura family for 14 years. She's a senior drafting officer with 24 years experience and now manages a team of drafters delivering technical drawings for projects across the Indo-Pacific. She's a self-described, independent, empowered woman who has a passion for creativity, learning and family. Sunita leads the office cricket cheer squad and shares the highs and lows of sharing friendly banter and competition with her Australian counterparts. Welcome, Sunita.
Thank you, Mark.
Our first question is always the same. Who are you?
Who am I? I am an independent, confident, empowered woman, mom of an 8-year-old kid, and a learner, a good learner.
A good learner.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And where do you fit in the Entura family?
Where do I fit in into a family? I'm working as a senior drafting officer. Entura is being in my, I think I'm entering into 15th year.
Fantastic.
Yeah. It's a long journey here. Joined as a junior draftsperson to this, and now leading the team in India office. That's what is my role.
Fantastic. We'll go back a few steps to where did you grow up, going to school, and how did you decide that drafting was for you?
It was never in my card.
Okay.
It was never in my card. I always fascinate with the architectural work. So, and when I try to draw something, so I never do such a beautiful sketch, but I always try with ending with the lines and all. So I thought to go for the interior decoration initially. And in my house, everybody is in teaching professional almost. The family wants me to be a teaching profession, but somehow I don't want to be. I want 9-to-5 job, not a teaching job. So I decided to go for this, and my father used to work in a government company where there's architecture work is happening. So he asked me to go for this, if this is your choice. I just give a try, and gradually it happens that I landed over here. Now, initially I started as a junior drafting person. I have taken a training of a year in a renowned government company in India. Never thought to come in a hydro sector. It was never. I was to be in the architectural part. But somehow changes in the government choice and all. Hydropower was in a boom, and I got a chance to enter into it, and now I'm into the hydropower sector.
Yeah, well, let's unpack that a bit more. So architecture was the passion to start with?
Yeah, it was a passion for me.
Yeah, and how did you chase that dream?
I tried to do that. It didn't happen actually. I've grown up with the responsibilities a little bit. And what come easily to me, I think I try to go on that. I left the passion which I want to be an interior decorator because it was not in a demand on that time in India. But it was in my demand, my personal demand. It was not in a job demand right that time. That time this was in a demand, so I went with the flow only. Yeah,
so it strikes me that there's a bit of creativity in the interior design and also in the architecture.
I feel so.
Yeah.
I felt so. Interior decoration, I felt so. I always love to be that. Though I do in a on and off basis at my home only. I can't give suggestion to anybody. I do it at my own. Yeah, but it was in my car. Still it is in my car. Sometime I will do it again.
So moving from that sort of really creative into the hydropower, you said the hydropower was booming. Did you see that as an opportunity to head in that direction? Is it something that just kind of happened? How did you move into that?
No. I found it as an opportunity. I got an offer in a company in India. It's a foreign-based company, and I got an offer. That time they have already a very good project in Northeast India. I started working there. I started learning in hydropower from there only, and I spent my 6.5 years on that company, and before joining Entura.
And how was that learning curve?
Learning was good. It was good. I learned a lot about hydropower because when I joined that company, I was not knowing what is hydropower all about. I started learning from there.
And what did you start on? What were you drafting on day one?
On a day one. Day one, or you can't say day one, I spent the whole month in learning what is hydropower mean actually. How it works, how we have to design, what is the role of tunnel and the power station and all. I have learned that I took over almost month to understand each and every concept.
And did you have a drafting qualification by this stage? Yep. So how did that come about? Again, how did you go from that design and architecture into technical drafting?
Drafting is something which is basic for all. It was the basic for everything. Specialization is different. Specialization in hydropower I learned with the time, and drafting I did a course on that, 2-year course in India. I did that course. I've learned how to show the things, perspective views, what is the views to see the things in a different angles and all. I learned over there. And in hydropower sector, how it looks, how it goes on, I learned with the time while working on the projects and all.
I would imagine there's a fair bit of translation in the drafting. And what I mean by that is translating the engineering into something that goes on paper that can then effectively be built.
Yes.
How do you approach that translation?
Thanks to all the seniors and the engineers who make me understand how it looks like and all. Before learning 3D looks of the each and everything, they help me to understand each and everything in a different way. Thinking on that way, perspective view in your mind without going to the side is a big challenge for me, which I learn over the time and with the working. And sometimes I got wrong also. have been scolded by seniors that you are not able to understand, but it's fine. Over the time I learn it. Here I am now.
Yep, absolutely. So Sunita, talk me through a typical day, week as a technical drafter.
It's simple. Work on the drawings, learn from the scene, understand the concept, what they want me to show in the drawing, what is the drawing about and all. This is a general day life, working culture for a drafting person.
And I understand that you've now taken on a different role in the business. What are you doing now?
Now I am leading the Indian drafting team, from the technical officer to the leader of the drafting team.
And how have you found that transition from a technical person doing technical work to leading people?
Some kind of like it. I'm liking it as a leader. I took it as a challenge, and I'll always love to take challenges. I love to do that. I'm managing the team over there, integration between India and the Hobart office, leading their understanding. I am working as a bridge between the engineers and the drafting, meeting the deadlines, go ahead with the schedules and all. That is all in my card. And I love, and at some point of the day, I also want to do work. Rather, only the managing is 90%, 10% I still want to do some work.
So you still like the technical aspects of the work?
Yeah. I always.
And that's probably really important, right?
I feel so. It is in my personal thinking. I always love to be. I do the leadership. Who don't like the leadership? I also like the leadership. But somehow in my mind, I always want to be the hold on the technical work also. Because from where I have started, so I don't want to lose the root. I want to hold my grip on that also.
Absolutely. Keep those technical skills sharp.
Yeah, thanks.
And how do you bridge that gap between the Hobart office, the Melbourne office, the India office, the interactions that you have with all of the engineers and drafters through all those different places? How do you bring that all together?
How do I bring all together? When I spoke to give take the work from the Hobart office project managers and engineers and give it to the Indian team, taking the time schedule, what they are expecting us to do, what we are scheduling for them. Sometimes it doesn't happen if they have some timelines and we can't meet that. To bridge the gap, how to do that, put extra hours, put extra efforts, talking between the Indian and Australia Hobart office. This what is my job basically, to manage between Indian and Australia office.
And how do you address the challenges that are inherent in that?
I don't feel challenges actually. It is a smooth transition. Everybody is very supportive here in India office and in Hobart office. Everybody is supportive. If I can't understand, if I can't make it, I can speak to them openly and they understand my problems and my thoughts, what I'm saying, what I want to convey to them, what I'm looking for, what they want. It is always easy to speak, whether in Teams, in call or in person. It is always easy. I never feel challenges to working between Hobart office or India office.
Fantastic. Okay, so continuing on the sustainability path, I understand that you are quite heavily involved in the screening.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. So can you just unpack a little bit for me what that process is, why it exists, and what we actually are looking for?
Sustainability screening, start from the start. I took it is on my lean time. When there was a lean time and drafting work, I took it. I started as an hobby. Then I developed interest on that, learning about the companies and the project. And it kept me, I always put something on that. I like to do this, what is company do, what is project requirement. And I've seen Entura zero tolerance against the negative things and all. Sustainability screening is all about screening for the company, what company's approach towards a sustainable environment, their ISO accreditations, and their work culture. How to do, if there is a corruption, if there is any negative things about their directors, their approach, their subsidiaries and all. And same in the project, we look forward that if some project is there, what is the requirement, whether there is any resettlement is required or there any negative media attention, something is there. Whether we put mitigations also if it is required. And I work with Cynthia. She always approved. She always she is my senior for this. She told me, she keep guiding me what I can say, what I not, what it could be there. And if there is many more problems in the project or the company, we say no go for that. We don't took each and every job.
So it sounds like you're applying that learning passion that you spoke about earlier to this,
yes, I'm a good learner.
process. Yeah. And so essentially that process sounds like it's looking to align the values of the organisation with the values of our clients and the values of our projects. How important is that to you personally?
Personally, if you ask, I say it is a very good approach to work on. Without, as you asked me just before, sustainable, what is it means to me? It's a balanced ecosystem. That's what it means.
Fantastic. You mentioned right at the very start about being a mum, and you mentioned that your son was 8. So I imagine they would have been quite young through the COVID years, and there would have been some challenges between managing the COVID times, managing work and managing family. How did you navigate all of that?
All thanks to Entura. Their approach for our way. Work-life balance is amazing. Otherwise, I have never thought to be working for so long in this company. If work-life balance is not there, I might have ended up my working curve and I would have taken a sabbatical or I would have taken off for 1 or 2 years. Because during COVID period, family also need time. And while working from home, everybody was feeling it's a challenge while working from home and work for home. As an Indian culture, females are more towards the family and all. But it is always good for me to working in Entura because Entura helped me to having a balance between personal and professional life. And if something goes wrong in COVID, then also there was a support from the company. That's why I keep working over here now.
Fantastic. And how has that changed over time as your son has got older, but also as you've taken on extra responsibility in this management role?
No, now things are manageable and I have a full trust on the company Entura as they are helping me to manage it, it will goes on because this is always a two-way.
So, Sunita, right now you're joining us in Hobart, and it's wonderful to have you here. Have you been before?
Yeah, 12 years back in 2012.
And how have you seen things change?
Things have changed. When I came in 2012, I found it less crowded, less traffic in a road and all. But now I've seen more people are coming to Tasmania might be because of its nature. And it's very quiet and calm. I'm a fan of cleanliness over here, which I always love.
And have you travelled much internationally apart from...
No. I have few countries in my bucket list. This is the first one where I visited twice. They're still in the line.
And there's still others in the line?
Yeah.
What else is in the line?
I want to visit London.
Uh-huh.
And I want to go USA, especially California, over there. And then Singapore, because Singapore is also a clean city, clean country I want to go. But first one, which was always Australia for me, so I have visited twice. Let's see for the other countries.
And what's one thing that you always do when you come here?
I love the scenery over here. I love to visit. This time it was a short span, not much to go. I have been Mount Wellington twice. I've been the Brunei Island, Arthur Port, and whatever is rest is left, I hope I will come soon and will cover all those areas also.
Fantastic. And is there a promise to your son that you'll bring him back something really cool?
No, I didn't promise him something, but yeah, I have to take because otherwise I won't be able to enter into my house.
So he's expecting a present.
He's expecting something from me, which is basically Tasmanian. I'll see what I can get it over here. Because I know every kid is same everywhere in the world. If you won't bring anything for them, they won't allow you to come inside. Because I came without him.
And he was happy enough for you to go?
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course.
Fantastic. So let's talk about sustainable energy. It's a big topic.
Yeah.
And it's something that we're deep into. What does sustainable energy mean for you?
See, sustainable energy means affordable energy for all, without harming the environment and all. Right? And for me, it is a big responsibility, creating a balanced ecosystem between the people and the planet. And it's a big one.
Absolutely. Sunita, you mentioned you've been at the Entura office for 14 years.
Yeah.
Walk me through when you first joined to now and what's changed.
What changed? When I joined, I was not so confident and all. This time, over the time, with embarrassing challenges and learning from the challenges, I'm more confident. I'm a good speaker. I'm ready to take on new challenges, explore the new things, whatever the things comes to me. I love to take it. As in simple way it is, I think it is getting easier for me now. It's a family for me because they keep me as a family member and I'm feeling more safe over here now.
Fantastic. And I believe you were one of, if not the first woman in the office?
Yes. When I joined, there were in India office, there's a limited number of employees over there. When I joined, I was the only one for almost 3 years and now the woman empowerment is there in the office. We are in numbers.
So talk me through that. Was that an initiative that was run by the office?
Yes.
Yeah. And how did that unfold?
How it unfold? Yeah, when I joined, I was the only one. I talk about why we don't have more women in the office. In India, it is not like that girls don't go for engineering and all. But I think the tradition is there that after marriage, girls don't go for job oftenly initially. But now the things have been changed. People go for the job because everybody wants to be working man or a working woman. Things has changed and we got the opportunity whenever there is a role, we try to hire a female first, woman first in the company.
Yep. And who's driven that change?
It is led by the management, Indian management team.
And what role do you play in that?
What role I play in that? Directly, I don't have any role on that. But yes, I always prefer if they go for the female.
Between the India and Australia offices, I understand there's some some friendly banter around sport.
Yes. I have love for the cricket.
You love cricket.
Yeah.
I understand that you are the champion of cricket in the India office. Is that right?
I am. Actually, I always, if you ask me question about cricket, I'll keep talking. I love cricket a lot. I love watching sports actually. And cricket is the first one for me. Being a only female who loves cricket most in the company. So you can ask me the cheerleader for the Indian team, cheerleader for the cricket team. You can call me with that name also. I always love to watch. During World Cup, office hold the screening in the company. We all bought a T-shirt, dressed up nicely as an Indian fan and all, and we ended up with the lost. That's how.
And I'm sure the Australian office was very kind about that loss, and they didn't rub it in at all. Is that correct?
No, I actually have few colleagues, friends of mine over here, with whom I keep exchanging talks about cricket. We always have a word banter with them. I always had at least. After coming here, I had a chat with one of my friend Drew, and he and me keep talking about the cricket.
Fantastic.
And we always have a fight also during World Cup.
Sunita, thank you for joining us today and sharing your story. It's been wonderful to chat drafting and cricket, and we look forward to continuing to work together for many years into the future.
Thank you, Mark, for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us on this insightful journey behind the scenes at Entura. We hope you've gained valuable insights into the incredible individuals driving a sustainable innovation. If you've enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Stay tuned for more inspiring conversations as we continue to explore the people and stories shaping our sustainable future. Connect with us on LinkedIn and Facebook, and find out more about the work we do at entura.com.au. Until next time, this is Mark signing off from Entura's Behind the Scenes, where sustainability meets inspiration.